You don't deserve to be my son.
Freed from prison off a prosecutorial misconduct inquiry. He has no known surviving next of kin. His son Sean was murdered, and that crime was never solved.
St. Patrick. In the event that no actual family was available, Yasmin should be adopted and her last name changed to protect her from whoever may have wiped out the family.
So this is more of a fan theory. I don't know if this was ever explained by Courtney Kip or not, but this is more of a fan theory that I currently have right now. Now, before I ever get into any of that, y'all already know the deal. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Y'all already know. I don't gotta say anything else. Y'all know the deal. So, remember when Ghost came up with this contingency plan, or if anything was to ever happen to the family, that Yaz would be put into foster care under a new name, because the James St. Patrick bloodline has been completely wiped out. Everyone is gone, right? And I feel like when we watching Raising Kanan, we're kind of getting clues and somewhat of future hints of what's to come, because we know that obviously later on when Kanan and Breeze, when they meet a young James St. Patrick and a Tommy Egan, obviously Kanan's going to explain everything to Ghost. He's going to tell him these things and stuff, and then I guess maybe that contingency plan happens when maybe Kanan kills Sean, and then that's when he probably puts this contingency plan in case anything happens, because we don't know when Kanan is actually gonna become this cold-blooded killer that we know him to be, and we don't know exactly when everybody's supposed to die. We really don't know, and we don't even know if Raquel is still alive or not in this future. Because the one thing I do like about the power community, and I even love what some of y'all guys and females, I should say, be coming up with ideas and stuff, and y'all be going in. I be like, shit, I know I be thinking of some shit, but y'all be going in. I'm like, oh, okay. With the idea of what one of y'all said in the comments about what was it? About Jukebox and Famous, of him potentially might dying, because Famous is being a little touchy. He's always around Jukebox, trying to get a rap to her, but obviously Jukebox she's gay. She doesn't like guys that way. She likes females, and there's a possibility that Famous could probably catch a bullet by her. We don't know what can happen, right? Then obviously we have Marvin, we have Lulu, we have all these scenarios and cases that's gonna happen. But the one thing that I was kind of thinking about was Kadens Cousins. It was basically his cousins, because we don't know what happens to them. We don't know during the time skip and everything that happens in the future. We don't know what happens to them, because we know that in episode 1 of season 2, they wanted to be in the city, and Kanan was just you don't want to be in the city. The city's it's kind of meh, but this is baby Kanan. This is not the cold-blooded, ruthless Kanan that killed his own son. This isn't that Kanan. This is still baby Kanan. So he's in the works of things. He hasn't taken over the streets or anything. Now, despite him saying in episode 5 that he wants to take over the streets, but he just doesn't know how to. He knows how to move weight and stuff in the streets, but he doesn't know the proper channels and how to do it. Yeah, he's been following Rock, his mom, and how she's doing things and how she got things on lock, but that's her version. We don't know Kanan's version, because everybody has their own way of running the streets. Defcon had his way. Raquel, you can kind of say, we don't know, I guess copied and pasted off of what Defcon did, and then she made her own way, and then it's going to be Kanan's turn to make his own way. So we don't know what's going to actually happen. And I was thinking that all of this stuff that we're getting is literally hints to potentially what Ghost was doing, because we know that in the original Power, Ghost had this fucker had plans after plans. He was 10 steps ahead of everybody, and he just knew what to do. But the contingency plan was a very interesting one, because when you look at Kanan's family, there's nobody except for when Jukebox, obviously when she changed her name and she distanced herself from the family, she left. and that was it. But everyone else, apparently, they say it is gone. So Lulu's dead potentially. Marvin's gone potentially. Well, obviously, yeah, because it has to be. And then Raquel, we just don't know. We don't know what happens to Raquel, and only person that was left was Kanan and Sean. But now, as we all know, Kanan and Sean is gone. So I feel like this is like one of like the clues of what Ghost actually was doing in the future. Because think about it like this: since we still have season 2, and then maybe tell me in the comment section below, like, how many seasons do you think Raising Kanan is gonna go up to? Like, that's the one thing I want y'all to all think about. Like, when is it? Which I think is gonna go? Like, do you think it's gonna go up to 96? No, not Jesus, not 96. I'm bugging. Do you think it's gonna go up to maybe season 4, maybe season 5, right? Maybe like season 4, season 5, and then maybe around that time period, they like around 96, or maybe 95, right? Like maybe like around those times, and we've officially gotten the Canaan that we all know him to be. We've got that Canaan. And I guess at this time, Lulu, Rock, and Marvin, they might not be around as much. And the only people that will still be around will be Kadens Cousins. That's it. Because, that's it. I guess that would probably be like the only family he has left. Oh, and Jukebox. Until she changes her name, becomes a cop, and just leaves. Now, the one thing y'all did tell me about, I think, was when Jukebox and Kanan, I guess they had this fight, but this is something that happens in the past, and he explains, I guess, like the scar that he had. I was like, wait a minute. I said, I don't remember because I was telling me about this. I'm like, wait a minute, that should happen. And then I gotta go back in the episode. I gotta go back either in the episode or a clip where I think Kanan was mentioning about this. I guess like they had this fight, and I guess she left him the scar on his neck or something. I don't know, because I was like, really? Okay. So I gotta go back and I gotta look at that. But yeah. I'm just kind of like going with the motion here and looking at some of the clues that we're getting from this. Now we're still missing like a few more clues between like the Ghost and Canaan connection. The first one was the one I mentioned with the whole Kanan's family is wiped out and that's it. The second one has to be probably when Ghost gets his name and who teaches him how to use a gun correctly, which I think it has to be Kanan. I think it has to be Kanan that teaches him how to use a gun. It has to be. I think Kanan teaches him how to use a gun, and then either he gives him the name or the name just comes to him of becoming Ghost, because we know him as James St. Patrick, but then the name eventually will become Ghost, right? So we're just missing like a few hints to kind of like, I guess, wrap up the entire series of Power. Well, maybe not everything, because we still got Power Book 2 Ghost and we still got Full Force, but those wouldn't have like too much of a connection because Power is already in the future. Raising Kanan is in the past, but the past will always have like sort of like key clues and connections to future stuff that happened in Power, because there was mentioning where I think Jukebox said something about her father, that there was some stuff that happened and Kanan was there for that. So we would have to assume either Marvin died to protect Jukebox, or the Italians had something to do with Marvin's death. Again, we don't know. This is all speculation on my part, but I'm just saying that there is going to be like more connections to like tie up to Ghost's arc, and then eventually that's going to be it, because Kanan and Breeze is like the last bit of like a connection between Ghosts. Now, unless Power Book 5, right? Well, no. Well, no, because Influence got canceled. Yeah, so I guess maybe like Power Book 5 or something. It'd be like Prequel Ghost or something, and then we're getting like the stuff that happened with Ghost. But I think if there would be like a prequel to Ghost, it has to be like a very short one. I don't think it can't be like really long, because they have to come into a play where his father's still in his life, his mom is still around, and then something happens to his father to where he leaves and he goes to live with Tommy and his mom, and then eventually they get the meeting like Canaan and Breeze. So that's like the one thing that we have to get to. But I don't know if it will be in a Ghost prequel, which would be nice, or we will see this in Raising Kanan. But like I said, it has to be to a point where we get to see everything, all of the death conclusions, and more hints and clues as to how Ghost became the way that he is. But I believe the first one was the whole contingency plan after when Kanan told Ghost about his life, and then the part where he killed his son. And I think that's where that part came in with the contingency plan of him having a backup plan just in case the family gets wiped out. Why? Because of what Kanan did. So I think so. And all of the stuff that we've seen in Power obviously will lead back to Kanan. So I believe so. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know that was kind of like all over the place with this video, because I was just kind of like spinning some things off and speculating. I know I was all over the place, but like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you all in the next one.